violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
15-year-old girl is among the 3 people killed when a gunman opened fire just blocks from the Endymion parade route.
Heaven Nettles was in town from Houston with her family to watch the parade. They went off the route to get some food, and that's when they were caught up in the shooting.
David Jones spoke with the family and has more.
Every year they come down here for Carnival. They visit family, friends, and they enjoy Carnival. Except that Heaven is dead.
The family of 15-year-old Heaven Nettles says she was a fun, energetic, and passionate teenager who loved anime. Nettles and her family were in town from Houston to watch the Endymion parade.
Oh, she was silly. She was funny. She was very funny. She was very, very kind and compassionate.
And, you know, shout out to this family. I know this is super difficult to be talking about young Heaven, but I do want to make a point. They said she loved anime, and this is not a normal thing in the community, okay? It's not a normal thing. You liking anime and, okay, let me put it like this. If you are a some person and you like anime over, you like watching anime over watching, you know, Boys in the Hood or what's that show called? Menace to Society, the movie, or just watching, you know, any type of urban, quote unquote, entertainment, Power, right? Tales from the Hood, any hood movies, okay? If you are some person and that's not your main form of entertainment, you're going to be ostracized. You're going to be kind of excommunicado when it comes to your friend group. All right? You're not going to be considered the cool chick in the group. You're not going to be considered the cool kid on the block. All right? If you're not a part of this street-esque hood mentality, right? And that's just the reality of the situation. So, you know, shout out to this young girl for being independent, having independent thought, and getting to the point where she didn't care what people thought. She liked what she liked. She liked watching anime. She liked doing, you know, other things that didn't have to do with no hood stuff. And it's just sad that she was taken at such a young age by a super gremlin on demon time.
She was a breath of fresh air.
New Orleans police responded to reports of gunfire just before 7 o'clock Saturday on the corner of Conti and Dupree Streets. According to NOPD, the suspect walked up to the victims and started firing. When police arrived, they found 2 men dead, 39-year-old Donald Roberts Jr. and 56-year-old Marvin Pep. 15-year-old Nettles was also hit by the gunfire. Nettles' aunt, Donna Nettles, says she went down the block with family to get some food.
She just wanted to go get something to eat and go to the Endymion parade. That's all she wanted to do.
And I told you guys, women, children, doesn't matter to these super gremlins. If they see somebody they beefing with, they don't care who's around. They gonna pull up. They gonna start blasting. And they gonna, for sure, get on demon time.
That's when the shooting happened.
You know, people started running, and Heaven and her aunt started running, except Heaven fell. And her aunt tried to say, "Get up, Heaven," but she couldn't because she was hit.
On Sunday, NOPD confirmed Heaven Nettles had died.
Just like God forgives you, I forgive you. Heaven, name is Heaven.
No, Grandma. No. Forgiveness is for yourself, community, especially the women in the community. This is why this continues to happen. because these young super gremlins, or older, we don't know their age, but these super gremlins say, oh, even their the grandmother or aunt, I forget who it was, but whatever, the female elder of the slain young girl forgives them. But why? Those guys specifically set out to murder 2 black men, which they did successfully. And in the event of murdering those 2 black men, they murdered this young girl. And you're already on forgiveness time. It's just like, I would just say, sisters, keep that to yourself, because these super gremlins, they don't want your forgiveness. They don't care. He's not going to turn himself in. He's not going to rat on himself. Nobody else in the community is going to rat on him either. So they might see this video and say, oh, she forgave us. We good. We good.
And she is in heaven with her mother and my precious husband. Okay? So just like God forgives you, so do I.
In the face of violence, Donna Nettles says she forgives and hopes whoever killed her niece turns himself in. NOPD still has not released a suspect description other than that the shooter was an unknown male. Police also don't.
An unknown male. Come on.
Have a motive for the shooting.
Forgive yourself, repent, and turn yourself in, sir.
NOPD is asking anyone with information about the fatal triple shooting to contact their homicide detectives. You can also remain anonymous and call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. Lee.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Fun weekend in New Orleans turned into a tragedy. Investigators say a stray bullet killed 15-year-old Heaven Nettles, and now her loved ones are seeking justice as they prepare to say their final goodbye. KPRC2's Michael Laparty spoke to Heaven's father and joins us live from Northeast Houston. Michael, I can only imagine this family is feeling helpless tonight and completely distraught after this unthinkable tragedy.
Daniela, the teenager's father says that he's originally from New Orleans and usually heads that way once a year around Mardi Gras to see family. He told us that his family went down that way on Friday and things took a tragic turn the next day. Tonight, family members are remembering 15-year-old Heaven Nettles.
She was always there for the family. Whatever you need, she was the person to lift somebody up.
The Houston teenager was identified as one of 3 people who died following a shooting in New Orleans over the weekend. Heaven's father, Jamal Briscoe, says the family made the trip for Mardi Gras. He says Heaven and some relatives decided to go to a parade on Saturday night and stop by a nearby oyster shack to get some food.
Some guy came up running up shooting, and one of the bullets hit my daughter in her head.
New Orleans police say 2 men were also shot and killed. Investigators haven't released many details, but said in their last update that the investigation is active and ongoing. Jamal says Heaven went to North Forest High School and her classmates have been reaching out to him.
They were just saying not her, she was so sweet.
And now this father is preparing for a tough trip back home.
He seems pretty calm about this. Maybe it hasn't set in for him yet, but it seemed to me that those young boys and that grandmother were a lot more distraught than the father. Makes me question how involved he was in her life. I don't know. He said he's from New Orleans, but I guess he wasn't there at the time. Why he wasn't taking care of his daughter, well, you know, we know why, but oh man, it's insane.
I think the ride home is going to hit us all, and that's what I'm afraid of, is going home without my daughter. My baby not here.
Jamal says that Heaven lived with him in Houston for about 3 years. After her mother died, the family has not yet finalized funeral plans. Reporting live, Michael Lopardi, KPRC 2 News.
Our thoughts are certainly with that family.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.